And welcome back to the show where you're on Central Coast Radio right now. And here in the studio, we've put on the tuxedos and rolled out the red carpet because we've got somebody very, very special coming up on our show right now. We have Australian filmmaker Lachlan Pendragon, whose film An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake, and I think I believe it, has just been nominated for an Oscar in the short film section of the Oscars. And you don't get to chat to Oscar nominees or Oscar winners very, very often, so we thought it'd be very special to get Lachlan on the show today. Welcome to the program, Lachlan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, mate, I've got to start off by saying congratulations. I've had a chance to watch the film, and the nomination is very well deserved, so congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, I'm just going to jump into the big question that I'm sure a lot of our listeners are wanting to ask. How do you find out that you've been nominated for an Oscar?
Well, it's a pretty long process to get to that point. You know, even just to be able to submit it to the Oscars is you know, you have to make all these requirements, and that was like a big moment as well, being like a student animated short. So I found out the same way everyone else did, which was watching the live announcement late at night on my laptop. So yeah, I found out with everyone else.
So what kind of process do you have to go through? Because I think the misconception out there in the world is that there's a group of people who just decide who the nominations are. What is the process that you actually have to go through as a filmmaker?
So you can to be able to submit it for consideration, you have to either have a theatrical run of your film, or you win an award at an eligible, Oscar eligible award at a festival, or if you're a student, you can win a Student Academy Award, which is what I did.
Yeah.
And so those things, you can then submit it to the Oscars. Then there's a voting process. They come up with the shortlist, which is the top 15. And so for the animated shorts, there was maybe about 80 submissions this year. And so from the shortlist, which is 15, there's another voting process, and then they come up with the top 5, which is the nominees.
Yeah. One of those categories makes it very, very tough for short films, because it's tough for a short film to get a theatrical release, especially here in Australia. Have you ever thought that should be something that should be changed for short film?
Well, I guess it's just another option of how you can do it.
Yeah.
There are shorts that out there, I guess on like streaming services, they're a bit more prevalent, that do make it in there, or like if they're a commissioned short for like TV, then that's another route of going down. For those big studio kind of films.
Yeah. Now, like I said, I've had a chance to sit down and watch the film, and I absolutely loved it. Take us right back to the conception of this film. Where did the idea come from for you in the first place?
It was a long time ago. It was like maybe 3 years ago. And so it was part of a research project that I did at Griffith Film School in Queensland, and I knew that this film had to come from a research perspective. I had to go, and read about animation and make sure that I could justify what I was doing through that lens. And so that was something I hadn't done before. And I'm really glad that I did it. I don't think I would have arrived at this, the film that I ended up making, had it not been through that process. And so this short film is very meta and deconstructs the processes of stop motion animation. So you're constantly aware that you're watching something that's handmade, that you're watching all these familiar materials being brought to life. And I wanted to make sure that I could do that and still you could still engage with the characters and also have a lot of fun with it. It's quite a humorous film, and yeah, I'm glad that people are enjoying it.
Where do you think your love for cinema came from? Like, have you always dreamed about being a filmmaker? Where did that love and passion come from originally?
I think it came from like high school days of playing with cameras and filming stuff with friends. I miss like being able to shoot something over the weekend and cut it together. It's a bit different in animation where it takes a lot longer. This film was maybe like 10 months of animating. So it's a different thing. And I think the passion is still the same. I think I came to animation um, in sort of a roundabout way. It was kind of like a second option, and I found myself enjoying stop motion. I think it's this kind of middle ground between live action and animation. You're using those cameras and lights and stuff. It feels like the problem solving is quite similar, and it really connected with me.
That was actually my next question. Did you always want to go into animation, or was it something that you kind of discovered while you were doing your film course? Because I know for the film course that I did, I went into it wanting to make genre films, and suddenly I found myself making documentaries and things like that, and learning there was a whole new world out there. So was that what it was like for you as well with animation?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what film school's great for you. Is you can just try a bunch of different things. I tried a bit of like post production stuff, and then like I tried my hand at like the VFX kind of and like 3D modeling and all of that. And so yeah, I think I did I think that I was going to be like end up in animation? I don't think so, but I think it naturally progressed that way as I learnt more and figured out what I enjoyed the most.
So where do you see your career going now? Is animation something that you're going to pursue, or would you like to do a mixture of feature films and animation as well?
Yeah, I mean, it does come back to story, I guess. If the story like suits itself better to like a live action thing, or if it's better suited to like a computer animated thing. Yeah, it really depends, I think. And there's a lot of fun in that, in figuring out how best this is going to look.
So bringing it back to the Oscars, are you going to be able to go over and attend the actual ceremony, or how is that going to work for you?
Yeah, so yeah, I head out pretty soon, like sort of the beginning of March, and we'll be there in like the lead up to the Oscars to like attend events that they have leading up, and yeah, and then I'll be there for the night. I'll be in the room with all those legendary filmmakers all dressed up. Yeah, it'll be amazing.
And how's that going to make you feel? Like, are you one of those people that when you're around famous people, you're like me and sometimes don't know what to say, or are you going to use it for networking? Like, what's your plan for the actual night?
Yeah, like I haven't been around famous people, so I don't know, but like I think being a nominee kind of gives you a bit of license to just go up and chat to people, just to like say hello, and then yeah, I think that's the cool thing about being a nominee, is that yeah, you're there. We're like standing next to you, like maybe like Steven Spielberg or Tom Cruise or someone, and yeah, you can have a little chat.
Yeah. And it changes your name forever as well. Like, you'll forever now be Oscar nominee, or Oscar winner, hopefully, Lachlan Pendragon. Has that kind of thing really hit you yet? That, like, now whenever you're introduced somewhere, that you're always going to be attached with that Oscar tag?
No, that hasn't sunken in. And yeah, you're right. It's always going to be like Oscar nominated filmmaker. Yeah, that's for like such, like that's something you aspire to. And it's amazing that it's happened so early in my career.
And how do you feel? Are you nervous or are you excited? Like, or hasn't it really sunk in yet?
Yeah, I think it is nerves and excitement. yeah, it's a lot of learning new things and taking meetings and meeting lots of different people and doing press. Like I don't do press normally. Like this is all new to me. And so yeah, it's all been a lot of new experiences. But yeah, also, yeah, really excited and, yeah, and overwhelming as well.
And well, one of the great things this year is that your film and all of the other Oscar-nominated shorts are going to be released in Australian cinemas. That must make you feel so proud that short film is getting such great recognition. Because I know as a filmmaker myself, I've always been disappointed that we don't get to see more short films in Australian cinema. It must make you pretty proud knowing that your film is going to be amongst those ones.
Yeah, it's great, and that's like, yeah, that's the place to enjoy them. I think is in cinemas, and yeah, it's great that we can enjoy them in that space. Yeah, and I hope it continues to do more of them, and yeah, kind of start embedding that as like a tradition of yeah, going to see short films.
Definitely. Well, Lachlan, we are right out of time, but I just want to say we're right behind you, and we hope that you bring home an Oscar. I've had the privilege of holding one once. I held the Best Picture Oscar for Titanic, and it's an amazing feeling having one in your hand. So I really hope that you do win, and all of our listeners will be supporting you. So thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today, and good luck in LA.
Thank you so much.